to focus on is middle school math. And that's because pre-algebra and middle school math are really important to master in order to move on to higher math that's needed in the science and engineering fields. So many companies, and some of them are joining us here today on the panel and will be in the second panel as well, are focusing on this challenge of creating a workforce with strong science, technology, engineering, and math skills, and TI is certainly among them. We have many programs aimed at initiatives in the STEM fields, and just one of them that I want to talk for a couple of seconds about this morning is called Math Forward. Math Forward is in its third year of implementation. It is an accelerated pre-algebra and algebra program that was developed right here in the nearby Richardson Independent School District. Richardson saw a disparity gap for their 7th grade students in mathematics. And that disparity gap happened in the 7th grade. The disparity gap widened in the 7th grade and then stayed there in their data through the rest of the high school career. And so they came to us and asked us to work with them to narrow that disparity gap. The majority of the participants in the program have been African American, Hispanic, or from economically disadvantaged circumstances. And in the first year of the program, 1/3 of the students who had not successfully passed the TAKS test before were successful in passing it, and the second year results were even better. So this specific intervention helped Richardson significantly narrow their disparity gap, and they have now expanded the program to all of their middle schools this year. So this is just one of the programs that you'll hear about today that's addressing the problem and addressing the changes that are needed to accelerate progress. So the panel members today, there are 3 panel members who will be presenting to you, and we know that Congresswoman Johnson likes to keep a very tight ship, so we've asked them to limit their comments to 7 or 8 minutes and share their key thoughts with you on this topic. We've asked them to talk about what's working to help close the gap and what needs to change and what more needs to be done to accelerate the progress. So after we hear each of the 3 panel members, then we'll open up for the remainder of the hour for question and answers. So with that as background, let me introduce our distinguished panel. Tom Luce will speak with you first. Tom is the CEO of the National Math and Science Initiative, or NMSI. This is an organization dedicated to identifying proven math and science programs in the education arena and to expand and scale them. Previous to this role, Tom served as Assistant Secretary of Education for Planning, Evaluation, and Policy. So he is well known in Washington, D.C. He's also well known in Texas and around the nation for his leadership in driving education reform. He has such a passion for reform and leading it that he founded the National Center for Educational Accountability, which uses data-driven measurement to track student achievement and identify best practices. So he'll be sharing some of those with us today. He holds undergraduate and law degrees from Southern Methodist University. Thank you for being here, Tom. Gerald McKelvey is the president of the ExxonMobil Foundation. He oversees the corporation's philanthropic activities, and he's also Deputy Manager of Public Affairs for ExxonMobil Corporation. The ExxonMobil Corporation is committed to improving math and science excellence, and they caught the nation's attention by airing one of the first national television ads on this topic during the U.S. Open. The company recently made headlines by contributing $125 million to establish the National Math and Science Initiative and encouraged other corporations to contribute. Gerald serves as a board member of the Texas Business and Education Coalition, and he's also on the board of Reasoning Mind, an innovative web-based middle school math education program. He holds a bachelor's degree in business from the University of Houston and an MBA from the University of California at Los Angeles. So welcome to Gerald. Our final panelist, Daryl Davis, is a real-life CSI, crime scene investigator. Daryl is the laboratory director for the U.S. Department of Justice Drug Enforcement Administration's South Central Laboratory here in Dallas. He is co-founder and president of Committee for Action Program Services. And this is a non-profit science and technology organization offering teacher development and student enrichment programs to increase student interest in careers in science. And this organization particularly reaches out to African American students. He holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry from Prairie View A&M. So with that, Tom, please start us off with your comments.
First of all, thank you very, very much, Congresswoman Johnson, for organizing this effort. And I want to shift the tone from how we set up this conference and how we set up this session. We heard some news that we weren't closing the gap fast enough, and that is clearly true. But I'm here to tell you that we can do it, we know how to do it. It's simply a matter of public will. We have proven we can do it. We have proven it in high schools all over the country. When I ran Just for the Kids, we collected data in 40 states, and I can show you successful public schools with any kind of enrollment you want to name. So it's no longer an issue, can we do it? We can do it. The highest standards and expectations that we all want. The issue is, in a democracy, you get what you deserve. And to deserve that, we've got to push harder. The essence, in my mind, of equal opportunity in this country is equal educational opportunity. That is the essence. You know, Eddie Bernice Johnson is on infrastructure. To me, the infrastructure of this country is our public education system. Right now, Congress has passed the American Peace Act, which was led by Congresswoman Johnson. In that program, it adopted the recommendations of rising above the gathering storm. Well, when ExxonMobil came to me and said they want to make a national impact on math and science, I said, let's don't do any more pilot programs. We've done enough pilot programs in this country to burn up several furnaces. What we need to do is to make sure that successful programs get to 55 million public school children. Not 1,000, not 2,000, not 3,000, but 55 million. To do that, you have to take things to scale. ExxonMobil, the Gates Foundation, and the Dell Foundation have stepped up and said, we want to take two programs that were in Rising Above the Gathering Storm that originated here in Texas, and we want to spread those programs all over the country. It can be done, and it's been done in the Dallas Independent School District. Let me show you the evidence. This is called an Advanced Placement Incentive Program. This incentivizes, as you know, because this high school has been a leader in it, offers incentives to teachers, students, and the school to get students to take and pass advanced placement courses, particularly in math, science, and English. Prior to the start of this program, in 10 Dallas public schools, there were a total of 379 students taking AP exams. Today, there are 4,093. Look at that growth. In these 10 Dallas schools, let me show you the statistics for African American and Hispanic students. Before we started, there were 29 in 10 Dallas public schools. 10. That's an average of 3 per high school. Today, there's 664. This is a program that Eddie Bernice Johnson has authorized in the American Peace Act. ExxonMobil has stepped up and said, we want to put $125 million on the table. And we hope the federal government will step up and do the same thing. And that's in the act. It's authorized. Let me show you the AP passing scores in these 10 schools. They went from 25 to 428. That's here in Dallas Public School. Minority enrollment, 88%. Now let me show you the difference that makes. Talk about standards and expectations. Let me show you what an AP course can do. Students who have not taken